Hey guys, so welcome to the finale. I'm so sorry that I have not been able to keep up with the show. As you know, I am a working actress. It's a gig to gig lifestyle, man. Don't get into it if you don't love it, because you gotta love it to put up with what we put up with. But anyway, and it's pilot season right now in Los Angeles, and that's like the busiest time for actresses. Just people in the industry, period, out here. There's just so much work coming up that people are being looked at for. It's a bunch of auditions that I don't normally have throughout the year. This is just like a really busy time. They set up, they start auditioning for things that will be coming up later in the year. So this is like the busiest time. So I've been out on a lot of stuff for that. And also I've had the flu for the past 2 weeks. So I just have not had the full strength to really be up here and give you the show that you tune in for. So sorry about that. I really wanted to keep up with the show. I have been watching. I have made a couple of notes about some things, but in the interest of time, I wanted to get the finale up as quickly as I could, because I didn't want to miss out on the dialogue with you guys. And also, if you were interested and you want me to review the other episodes, I will have some time next week, and I could do that for you if that's something you're interested in. But I just, because so many have passed, I just wanted to stay current and at least put up something within the remainder of this week so that we could discuss. I have a lot to say, so let's get into this review. The final three, Corianne, India, and our girl Tatiana, are having their final paper magazine photo shoot. And actually, it's not just a photo shoot, like for one photo, it's an actual spread. So they're having their final paper magazine spread photo shoot. And actually, I think the girls did pretty well. I think there was some issues probably in regards to them just being worn out. But I feel like there were some things that they were like trying to point out to make us, to try to maybe like fool the viewer into thinking it would be somebody else. But let's be honest, we kind of already knew what was going on here. But I think the girls did a really good job. Honestly, I'm just proud of them for all that they were able to do. I'm proud of the entire cast. These ladies, these young women have really done the best they could with what little they were given. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the final three. Whoever they pick, I'll root for them because I think they did a phenomenal job with the poor leadership that they had this season. I will say this, they put some money into the final episode because the hair, the styling, and the makeup is on point. And I don't remember them ever having anything to this level. I mean, they've had some great designers, but it's always been like they put all the money into the outfit and then the hair is a mess. Or they put all the money into, because Roma London, the makeup. But, sorry, my water bottle's like cracking here. But they put all the money into the makeup, but they don't really put all the money into the fashion. So I feel like this final photo shoot was a good combination of all. You know, they really used their money wisely. And throughout the entire season, I think they really put a lot of money into this. I wish they would have put less money into hiring guests and more money into hiring, and no shade to the judges, just elevated judges, and elevated in a sense that they have a resume that is older than me. That's kind of what I wanted, because I feel like the judges are just way too young in their careers to be making decisions like this and giving critiques out like that. In my opinion, I think maybe later on in their careers, they could come back and give some phenomenal advice. But just now, I'm just like, I feel like you guys are still pretty young in your careers. Like, I don't really know anybody who was judging up there who had been in their career for over professionally and at the level that they're at for over 10 years. You know what I mean? One thing I do have an issue with is how Law Roach constantly comes for her face. The judges as well come for Tatiana's face. And my issue is, if you have a problem with her face, why are we waiting until the last few episodes? Why didn't you call out her face the first episode? Why were you giving her praise and telling her everything that she was doing was phenomenal, and then you get to like the last 4 episodes and say that she has a problem with her face? Why did you cast her if she wasn't editorial? Well, I have no idea why they do that. America's Next Top Model is always looking for a high fashion model. Why do you continue to hire commercial girls on this show? Keep it high fashion. I feel like what happens is girls who are commercial feel like they're not good enough. And it's like, it's not that you're not good enough. You're a commercial model and you're in a high fashion competition. So you're never going to do well because they don't expect you to, because you are commercial. So why hire them and like, why cast them on this show? I get it that you need drama and you need surprises, but I just feel like this season the girls were just so beat down for who they were, and commercial girls get hired just as much as the high fashion girls, and I'm telling you, the coins are the same. Check the receipts. Because a high fashion girl may make a lot of money on one photo shoot, but she got to hold on to that money throughout the rest of the year. A commercial girl may work a bunch of gigs and make what that high fashion girl made on that one photo shoot, probably in about a month or a few months or so, but she'll be constantly working because there's more commercial work than there is high fashion work. I keep on telling people, like what I said earlier in my video, I'm in a gig to gig industry. With what we make from one job, we don't know when the next job is coming. So you have to hold on to that money. So that's what I meant, like the coins are always the same. It all evens out in the end. So let's not turn our nose up to commercial girls or look down on them, because at the end of the day, if you're not booking them gigs, where you're at doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because you don't have the money to survive it. So I just, if you're looking for high fashion models, America's Next Top Models, stop hiring commercial girls, because all you're doing is breaking them down and making them think that they're not good enough. India has a very active jawline. I'm telling you, when that little girl starts talking, that jaw gets the going. Like, I was watching her confessional and it was like every which way. Gorgeous girl. But I just noticed, you know, the jaw is it gets some work. So all the girls come back to walk in the final runway show with the top 3. And honestly, this moment was bittersweet for me, because I have always felt like some girls should not have went home. And I think for me, my top 3 was completely different except for one. So I'm just really, that hurt a bit, especially when Benta walked out and slayed, because Benta slayed that runway. I think the other girls did very well as well, considering that they're not the best walkers. I mean, even Kyle tried to put something together, but I wish they would have never showed Benta, because Benta really showed up and she looked like she should have been in the top 3, and in my mind she will always be. But yeah, it was pretty much bittersweet. I lived when the blondes walked in, because I have loved everything they have done since their first fashion show, where they didn't have the money to get the best wigs and the best makeup, but they were still killing it. So I was really excited to see them, and I was glad to see that they ended with somebody who has the attitude that I think the winner needs to survive in this industry and really stand out in this competition. So after this runway, I left with the feeling that I've always felt. When Stacey came in, I felt like she was a little abrasive to Tatiana when she was helping her with her runway walk. However, I feel like Stacey knows what she knows this industry, and it wasn't too abrasive for me. I just felt like the energy between her and Tatiana was so different, because Tatiana is just so chill, and Stacey is very New York. Basically, Tatiana is Los Angeles and Stacey is very New York. But I still feel, and I have felt this entire season since she showed up as a guest on, I think it was the video photo shoot, but I have always felt that she should have been, in my opinion, either a judge or the host of this season. If we're not going to go back to Tyra, then we should have somebody who has a significant resume and who has the seniority in the industry and the years behind it to really give notes and critiques that I think will be helpful to the girls. I feel like the judges are still, in my opinion, so new in their careers at this professional level that they are not giving the best advice. So Tinashe, this bodysuit, it didn't read well on camera. I'm guessing the blondes did it for her. It just didn't read well on camera. It was bunching at like the vagina. And you know what? If you're going to do something like that, I suggest hip embellishments, because especially white in the HD, on an HD TV, filmed on an HD camera, it highlights things that you probably don't want highlighted. So next time, you know, maybe a better fitted bodysuit, maybe not white, you probably would have slayed it if it was full gold, and hip embellishments. You're welcome. I honestly need that pink bedazzled sweater who was wearing it? was it Courtney? One of them girls was wearing it, and I just could not take my eyes off of it, and I completely imagined myself wearing it. You guys have met me when I haven't had the coins that I desire, but I'm telling you, when I get the coins, the videos are just going to be so dramatic, and I'm going to get that bedazzled hot pink sweater. Trust me. Coming out of that final runway, it was completely even to me. I felt like the girls showed up in different moments, so I really didn't know who would win, but I was leaning towards India just because they were gagging over her the most. So we're at the final judging, and with the critiques that the models are given, I already know who they're going to eliminate, because Tatiana comes up and they have hated her face for the last 5 episodes, and all of a sudden she's done a consistent great job, and they don't have any critiques about her final Paper Magazine photo shoot or spread. So I was just like, okay, Tatiana, I don't know if she's winning, but she's going to be in the top 2. They're not eliminating her, because they said at the final judging that one of the girls is going to be eliminated. So I knew right then and there it wasn't going to be Tatiana. Then we get to Corianne, and the girl with this gorgeous face, all of a sudden they have all these issues with her. And to me, I thought her photo was stronger than Tatiana. Then we get to India, who I think had the strongest photo out of all of them, and they're finding issues. So I already knew that it was going to be Tatiana and somebody else. And I think I probably knew that the entire season, because they never really gave her any critiques until the last 5 episodes. All of a sudden her face was an issue. And then Tyra walks in, and I'm telling you, my heart just dropped. I think I shed a tear. I was so excited to see her. She came in, and I think she probably came in because she knew that we needed to see her before they wrapped up this season. But she came in and she helped the judges deliberate, because they were having a tough time picking between Tatiana and India. And guys, can I say, in the 5 minutes that she was in there, Tyra gave more wisdom and guidance and just critiques in 3 minutes than they have this entire season. So this is why I always say, like, Tyra, you have got to come back to this show, girl. You cannot leave us out here like that. Please come back. So anyway, Corianne is eliminated, and I don't know. Part of me is shocked, and another part of me is just like, they get it wrong all the time anyway, so I don't know why I didn't expect for her to go home. Because in my opinion, I think out of the top 3 up there, she should have won. I felt like her body of work and her personality alone, she didn't have the personality as much as previous girls, but I think she stood out the most, and I think she would have been a better winner out of these top 3. Because these aren't my top 3, but I feel like she should have been the one to have went out of those 3. Anyway, we get them to the final 2, and it's pretty obvious. I guess to me, it's pretty obvious who's going to win. But I guess I was wrong, because it ended up being India. And if you think about it, her editorials are great. That's it. India has great editorials, and she's really sweet, but I don't think... This is the thing. For the show, the winner for America's Next Top Model should have been Tatiana, just because of what they were asking for. Because if you go back, everything that they were asking for and all the issues I had with the show was that they were not asking for things that models do. I felt like they were casting or looking for America's Next Top Reality TV Star, America's Next Top Social Media Queen, or something like that. I didn't think that they were looking for an actual model. So to choose India, to me, was just weird, because she had great editorials. In my opinion, if it was based off of high fashion model, then she should have won. But the whole season, you're looking for a boss, you're looking for a brand, you're looking for somebody who has a lot of social media followers, you're looking for somebody who can do a jig in a video, you're looking for somebody who knows how to dress when paparazzi is following them. Ain't none of that India, but she's a great editorial model. So I was just really confused. I shocked, but I really didn't have any feelings towards it any other way. I think this season I was really just like watching it more or less because I loved talking to you guys in the comment section and, you know, tweeting about the show. And I've made a sort of community on Twitter and here on YouTube because of, you know, the social media that I've done concerning the show. But that was more interesting to me than the show itself. I don't know what happened here. I'm guessing because it's on a different network and maybe Tyra isn't as hands-on. But Tyra, you need to come back. I think moving forward, this show needs Tyra Banks. This show needs the Jays. This show needs people who have been in the industry longer than I have been alive. If they have the money, and it looks like they probably do, I hope you guys can afford Andre Leon Talley. I think he would kill it on that panel. I do think you need to get the Jays back. Tyra, this is your baby. Don't let it sink in America where you started it. You are who we tune in to see, and we love seeing you guide these young women into being top models. That's what needs to happen. I also think that Stacey, if Tyra doesn't come back to host, Stacey either needs to host or she needs to be on that judging panel. She did a phenomenal job, and we should bring a photographer back. Like, you don't have to bring back Nigel. I would love for it to be the original crew again, but you don't have to bring back Nigel. But I do think you need to bring a photographer back, and just different aspects of the industry, a casting agent, somebody who used to run a fashion house. I don't know. I just felt like this season they kind of lost their way, and I felt like they lost some viewers with it. They didn't lose me because I've been with this show since the beginning, and when I'm dedicated to something, I'm dedicated. But I really don't know if I can tune in next season, and it's sad to say, if this is what we're going to be getting. I want next season to look for America's Next Top Model. I don't care about their social media. I don't care about how they dance in music videos. I want a girl who can slay a photo, and India can do that. But the way you ran this season, you were not looking for an editorial model. So all of a sudden, at the last moment, you want an editorial model is weird to me. I wouldn't be surprised if Tatiana had violated the rules in some way. So maybe they did a little old switcheroo, because it was just very weird to lead up to this moment and pick India. It was just, I don't know. In the context of the show, for if you're looking for a model, great choice. But the way they were leading it up, and it just didn't match up. So I'm curious to see what probably happened behind the scenes. Anyway, that is the finale, and I don't know, I didn't really feel any way about it. I was more excited to come and talk to you guys about it, but it wasn't that exciting watching it. And I don't know, from somebody who's watched it from the beginning and used to have like watch parties and had been a fan of the show, I'm kind of like disappointed that this is where it has gone. But again, this is the first time they're doing it on this new network. So maybe that's, you know, some growing pains. No shade to the judging panel for this show, or the host, or Tarita Ora. I just don't feel like you guys fit this show, just my opinion. I think you did the best with what you were given, but as a fan who has watched it from the beginning, we're looking for something different. We're looking for different personalities. We're looking for different critiques. And I think the old panel had that. I don't think this panel is hitting. And again, it could just be growing pains, but I would love to see the originals back. Tyra, I would love to see you back in this. I know you're busy doing a lot of other things, but this is your baby. Please come back to this show. Anyway, that's where it ends, and that is my review. Tell me what you think in the comment sections below. The comments sections. The comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as long as I'm available, I will be doing this. Hopefully, my next review will be from like a TV or movie set. You know what? I may just do that. We'll see. Anyway, I do this for fun and because I have a good time with you guys, but my goal is completely different. I want to be America's Next Top Actress. So I'll try to stay consistent as I can. But you know, if I'm working, I'll get here when I can. Love you guys.